Assalamualaikum and good day. I bid to Sarwan Yusof and my fellow classmate. I am Wano Afrisha Aryani binti Wan Razali. Today I am going to explain about the listening process involved in mindful listening. The first process is mindfulness, which is paying complete attention and concentrating to the conversation so that you will be able to understand it fully. The next one is physically receiving messages, where you can hear the words communicated words by words clearly. The process can be disturbed if you cannot hear the words clearly, such as when the other person is talking too slow or too fast, which making you unable to understand the words. The next process is selecting and organizing material, because we as a human only attends to some message and elements in our environment depending on our interest or expectation. The next process in listening is interpreting communication, which you need to be person-centered to be able to understand the conversation from their perspective. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes in order for you to understand why they are talking about this matter like this, or why are they behaving like this while talking. The next process is responding to the other person during the conversation. The response can be verbal or non-verbal, such as nodding your head to show that you are still interested in the conversation. The last process in listening is remembering. After the conversation, you will need to remember what the conversation is all about. You might not remember the whole detail of the conversation, but you have to at least have a picture about what the conversation is all about. I think that is all from me. I will pass to my group members, Fatin Elish. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Elish. So I will talk about forms of non-listening behaviors. The 6 forms of non-listening include pseudo-listening, monopolizing, selective listening, defensive listening, ambushing, and literal listening. Pseudo-listening is when someone seems to listen and appears attentive but isn't really listening to understand or interpret what they are hearing. For example, listeners may respond with a smile, head nod, or even a minimal verbal acknowledgement, but are ignoring or not attending.
God, so nice to have everyone over.
Hi.
I just laid an egg. Does anybody want it? Joey, you want some gasoline?
Yes, please.
Mom, guess what? I married a clown and we're having tiny little clown babies.
Monopolizing refers to when one person dominates a conversation and refuses to let anyone else speak. It occurs when a person continues to focus the conversation on themselves rather than listening to what someone else has to say.
I'm so frustrated because I had a fight with Jose yesterday. We were talking about how to fix one issue when suddenly he exploded. I didn't know
Hi,
what to.
Pierre. Oh, I can imagine how it was. I had many similar experiences in the past. I remember that one time in Grenoble. Very similar. I was talking, and out of the blue the guy started shouting to me. Oh, then there was that time when the complete team got into a fight during a town meeting. We had to call HR to calm down the people. And then I remember. So I really thought it was me being wrong, but no. It was the other guy. Well, it's life. By the way, Pierre, did you need something from me?
Nobody is listening to me.
Selective listening is selecting only the information that the listeners identify as relevant to their own needs or interests. For example, listeners may have their own agenda and ignore topics that contradict their own attitudes or ideas. Defensive listening refers to taking innocent comments as personal attacks. As for the example, listeners misinterpret or project feelings of insecurity, jealousy, and guilt, or lack of confidence in the other person. Ambushing is the practice or listening carefully and intently in order to gather knowledge that can be used against the other person in an attack. Listeners will question, contradict, or oppose the other person to trap them or use their own words against them. A good example for ambushing can be seen in the court through a conversation between a lawyer and a cross-examination. Literal listening is known as listening simply for content and neglecting the relational level of meaning. All communication, as we have seen, involve both content and relationship meaning. When we listen literally, we are simply concerned with the material and are unconcerned about others' feelings and our relationships with them. For example, when we talk to the people saying that we are unable to do their favor because we are having such terrible pain, and they are just listening to us without trying to understand how we feel about what we are saying. That's all from me. Thank you.